Hey Guardians, Ebontis here. If you guys know my other content, I typically will do guides for things and stuff like that. This is not going to be one of those pieces, as you guys saw on the title card. My curiosity is in something different right now, and it's just kind of the way the game is set up. So, what am I asking? Does in-game content matter? Has it been devalued? The point is accomplishing the raid. Yes, the point is going to, to Mercury to get the flawless chest. Absolutely. But the reason this came up is because after Iron Banner, we got a buttload of loot. Unfortunately, in my opinion, the quantity of loot we got, not a problem. The level we got it, that's where I have the problem. I'm going to get some flack for this, I have no doubt, but hear me out. So, say you've got a couple characters going into Iron Banner, about 372, 373, 374, somewhere in that ballpark. Done the raid a few times, used some skeleton keys, had some faction packages. Done that across 3 different characters. I've been leveling stuff up reasonably. So I'm going in right at about 374, somewhere in there. Say 375. It's kind of that perfect number I'll hover back to anyway. So we're going in there. I go into Iron Banner. Literally play that all week and that's it. Nothing else. By the time that's done, I have not raided one more time. Have not played Trials of Osiris. Pretty much done nothing else but Iron Banner. And I'm max light across the board. So now, the in-game activity, Trials of Osiris Flawless Chest, the raid, I am as high as those levels can get me by playing Iron Banner. Now, when I say the required effort, I'm not dogging anyone who goes into Iron Banner and puts a team of 6 together and wipes the floor with people. You guys kick butt, you're awesome, you're working together, and you're making it happen. That's not what I'm talking about. All I'm saying is the required effort to get gear. You can go into Iron Banner as a solo person, have a terrible game, myself included. I've had my terrible ones, don't worry, I'm not saying I don't. And at that point, when you get done with that, you're like, okay, I got a piece of gear. Cool. I didn't have to do that much. I didn't have to is the point. The required effort in Trials of Osiris and the raid is higher by a substantial margin than anything else in this game. Trials of Osiris, 3 people communicating, whole bunch of skill, making stuff happen, and just kicking butt across the board. If you get to the lighthouse, you earned that, and there's no question in your mind. You made that happen. Same thing with the raid. 6 people communicating, understanding the mechanics of the boss, working together, communicating. I say communicating a lot. You have to do that a whole bunch to make any of these things happen. All of that effort involved for the end game activity. Very difficult to accomplish, should be rewarded when you do that. You guys probably, some of you may have played World of Warcraft, some of you may have not. The end game content in that game mattered. You had to put 40 people together, especially when it was vanilla World of Warcraft, and shoot, I'm talking 12 years ago now. But you had to get 40 people working together online to make something happen. When you got a piece of gear from that, there's no question in your mind that it mattered. You were going to wear it, and it was probably going to be awesome. The rolls may or may not have been perfect, but there's no way in the world you're not going to use that. So that's the type of feeling that you want when you finish one of those activities. The fact that I got to max level in Iron Banner, and then I go into the raid, and the way RNG works right now, I got 384 gear instead of 385. The fact that I would potentially infuse a random shotgun I got in Iron Banner into an in-game raid shotgun, just to bring it up to my level, it's kind of backwards. Personally, and this is what I want to ask you guys. Say there's a soft cap at 375. You go through, you do Iron Banner, you get up to 375, that's fine. You do strikes, you do crucible, whatever. Doesn't stop you from doing anything else in the game, and when it comes to light level matters, 10 light points doesn't really hurt anything. When it comes to in-game PvP, light level mattering, Iron Banner and Trials, 10 points should not matter. But that's not going to stop you from doing Nightfalls, Strikes, Archon's Forge, Story, everything else you can do in the game. There's nothing that you've been stopped from, but the fact that you have to earn your way to 385, I think that's what would be really cool. Because being 375, and some people just want to be 385, and they just want to get it as fast as possible with whatever way they can do it. They don't want to have to earn it, and I think that's part of the problem. If you see somebody walking around as 385, you don't know if they're good, bad, or otherwise. If this was in effect and somebody was like 384, and you were sitting there at like 376 because you'd done some of the raid and you got a couple pieces of gear, and you saw somebody who was 384, and you're like, okay, they've earned that last, 8 levels above what I am. They've done the raid quite a few times. They know what they're doing. Absolutely, respect for that person. You see somebody in Trials, completely decked out. The ornaments are cool, and this is one of those things I may get some questions on. You see the ornaments for trials, you know they've gone flawless. That's cool. But the fact that they would have to earn their way up to that level as well, if you saw somebody who is 400, you would know they've earned that. They've put the time in. They've actually accomplished that. If they were 391, you know they've tried it a little bit. You know they've put some effort in to at least get up to 390, so they've played a fair amount of the game. It's just that value of when you open an in-game piece of gear, or in-game chest, I should say, and you get a piece of gear from it, you should be rewarded. Now, not 12 weeks down the road when you've done the raid like, you know, a bazillion times, you've mastered it, and you're Sherpaing somebody, yeah, you're probably going to get stuff that doesn't matter at that point. But you've already maxed yourself out, and you've earned all of your gear to get there. It's not somebody's first time who's done Iron Banner, they go into the raid and they get something lower than they are. That's kind of a bad feeling, and that's not the way they should feel. So, that's pretty much my rant, guys. I'm kind of curious your thoughts. Does leveling up to max level with all these other activities devalue the end game? Accomplishing the raid is cool, but if every piece of gear you get is potentially lower than what you are, kind of takes some of the fun out of it, personally. Let me know your thoughts, though. I am kind of curious to see what people think about this opinion. I'm going to get some flack for it, I'm sure, but some people may agree as well. So please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'll be curious to read them, try to reply to as many as I can. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you guys have any more questions, please drop those below, and I will for sure see you guys in the morning for the typical weekly reset. Check out my channel there and subscribe, and I will keep the content coming your way. But this is a little different piece. Just wanted to get your guys' thoughts and see how it was. So hopefully you guys have a good week. Enjoy, and I will talk to you soon. Have a good one. Bye.